Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. I'm down at the eastern end of Circular Quay today, and I'm going to walk around towards the Opera House. So I'm going to change it up a bit today and see what we can see from a different angle. And we'll go on a walk and talk. And today's book summary that I've chosen to talk about is entitled Happier at Home by an author known as Gretchen Rubin, who's a female. So I guess before I start off, I'd like to say Christos Anesti to all my friends and family, and just to remind everybody, especially the Greek Orthodox and the Eastern Orthodox Christians, that our custom and our tradition is to greet everybody for the 40 days that follow Resurrection Sunday, Pascha, also known as Easter, that we greet everybody the same way every single day, and that's with Christos Anesti. So we affirm Christ is risen every day for 40 days up until Ascension Thursday. A lot of people are not aware of this basic principle, and even amongst the older Greeks, it's amazing how many times I'll say to people, Christos Anesti, and they'll come back and say to me, Kala, δεν τα έχουμε πει αυτά, which is translated into English saying, well, haven't we already said that? And they just don't get it. They don't just get it that when Christ was resurrected, he was amongst humanity, was amongst us for 40 days, preaching, comforting, and teaching for 40 days in his resurrected body and soul, until on the 40th day, on Ascension Thursday, that he ascended back into heaven. So anyway, that's just an aside. Let's continue our walk and talk and our book summary. And as you can see, it's a beautiful morning. Even though it's overcast, it's mild. There's a gentle breeze blowing, and the colours, the lights of this harbour city are absolutely spectacular. I just can't get enough of this. Doesn't matter which morning I come down here, there's always going to be something different to experience, to savour, and to enjoy. Anyway, what can we learn from this book summary today? So the author is all about generating joy and happiness, and she kicks off with a most beautiful quote, and the quote is as follows. So listen up, and I'm sure that you'll love this just as much as I loved it. I am living my real life. This is it. Now is now. And if I wanted to be happier, wanted to have fun, wanted to do things that I know I ought to, I may never get the chance. So basically it's a call to action for each and every person to know that now is now. I've never quite heard it expressed that way, but it is a very, very powerful and profound statement that now is now. This is your life. This is your reality. This is our slither that we are called upon to savour and to enjoy, regardless of where you are. You know, you've got an opportunity to make the most of where you are. So the author goes through a number of themes, and those themes are all about what we can do to contribute to a cozy home, and to a beautiful life. And she looks at time, she looks at possessions, she looks at parenthood, marriage and family. And she says that it's important to spread the love and joy and to positively infect all of those you contact and touch within your day, within your life. Because, you can be one of two things, or one of three things basically. You can be someone who people don't even notice and their impact is insignificant. You can be somebody who's an absolute arsehole and just ruin people's days, whoever you may come into contact with your negativity, infect them in a negative way. Or you can be somebody who can be a positive impact and a positive influence on the people around them, who uplift them and help them get through the challenges that we all face on a daily basis. So the first formal point that comes from this book is the importance of trying to unclutter your life, unclutter your home. And it's a challenge that I guess we all face, this whole clutter thing, because we're all surrounded by lots and lots of possessions. And if you've been in the same place for the same time, I've lived in my house since 1977, and you can imagine it's a treasure trove of memories. It's a treasure trove of wonderful things that we've accumulated over the years, but it also is a place where we're overwhelmed with clutter that we just can't get rid of. But the author promises us that if you take charge and unclutter your home, it is life-changing, because we are surrounded by lots of things that we no longer need. She calls it junk. So one of the important things to do is to ask the question, when was the last time I used this? How much do I like it? And if you ask those questions, it will give you the answer. So we've got the friendship. How wonderful is that? The friendship ferry pushing off and commencing its daily run. Because what the author says here is that we are overwhelmed with too many possessions, and all of these possessions weigh on us. They weigh on our brains, on our minds, and on our subconscious in more ways than what you think. So the bottom line, according to the author, is less clutter equals more happiness. The second point to come out of this book from Gretchen Rubin is that we need to learn to underreact to problems. The big problem that we all face is that people always overreact in a massive way. So the call to action here is to become less of a drama queen or a drama king or a drama creator. Take a breath, step back, and spend some time trying to calm the situation as opposed to trying to inflame things and make them worse. I'm having a bit of problem here seeing my notes, so just bear with me. I'll just go over here to this railing where there's a bit of a light and see where I'm up to. But as you can see, the day has started. So the call to action here from the author is very, very simple, that overreacting is overrated. Stop it. Stop overreacting and you will solve most of your problems. So the call to action, as I said here before, is to be calm, settle down, don't be an overreactor, and spend more time, more energy looking for solutions rather than searching for problems. Take a deep breath and get people to solve the problems that they have caused, but do it calmly and without aggression. You know, if somebody's done something and caused a problem, then rather than you trying to solve that problem, what the author says here is that we should, use the energy to entice them, to convince them, to tell them of the problem that they've caused, and get them to solve it. Get the children to solve the problems that they've caused, rather than you to be at their beck and call all the time. And the third formal point to come from this book is another most beautiful call to action, and that is to get to know our family and our neighbours. Because the author says here, and I'm not sure if everybody agrees, but the bigger the family, the bigger your happiness. The more quality connections that you have with people in your life, the better you're going to feel about it. So why not, according to the author, extend your family circle of people that you are closely connected to, and because the bottom line is that we're all social beings. Humans are social beings, and because we're social beings, we've always relied on each other for support and survival. So once we know that, once we appreciate it and we embrace it, then you can do something with it. So the author then goes on to say that we mustn't neglect our family, our friends, and our neighbours. And I guess I can take it one step further and say that we should also not neglect ourselves. So spend some more time with family and friends, but when you're with family and friends, don't just waste that time. Whenever you get an opportunity, ask them, what's your life story from your perspective, rather than the story that you've pigeonholed them into according to the slithers that you've seen of their lives. Because each person has a story, each person has multiple stories, and those multiple stories are buried in their minds, in their memories, in their brains. And it's up to you as a family member, it's up to you as a close friend to entice those stories out and to ask them, as we said before, tell us your life story, and just sit there and listen. Ask your children, what's your life story according to you? And you'll be surprised to hear the things that have shaped their lives and the people who have shaped their lives, and just to get a taste of another aspect, another angle. And it's probably an angle that we're not aware of, and will be a pleasant surprise. So another couple of points from this book, and I'll finish up. The author also says if you've got possessions, if you've got things in your life, then don't have them buried away in drawers, in the garage, in other places. If it's something that is important to you, it's something that you value, then what the author suggests here is that have it front and centre. Place it somewhere in your house where you get to see it, you get to enjoy it, you get to savour it. And I guess that's where it leaves us with this book summary on this wonderful day today. I'm just walking over here to where the old oyster bar used to be, and I can see it's all boarded up. It's all closed down, so it looks like a new establishment will be coming here at some point soon. Not quite sure what it's going to be, but this location here is absolutely spectacular. So hopefully it'll be something nice and new and fresh, because Sydney is a happening place. There's no other place in the world that I would rather be at the moment than good old Sydney town. It's getting its vibe back, it's getting its mojo back, and we're almost there once we get the vaccinations rolled out. And I must admit, I think that at the moment, with the AstraZeneca vaccination and with the hesitancy that's starting to develop through the misinformation spread by pockets of people and the media, it'll take us a little bit longer to get back to a normal, but we will get there. We will get there. The economy is on fire. It's surging ahead. Economic growth is explosive at the moment, which is great news. Unemployment rate is decreasing. Housing prices are on the march. The share market's on the march. Iron ore prices are at record highs, and mining companies are mining and pulling out of the ground record tonnages of iron ore, coal, gold, you name it. All the resources are being exported at record numbers, which is great for the economy. It's great for the economy, and it's going to give us an opportunity to leapfrog a number of countries throughout the world who are currently struggling. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable. Thank you once again for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, entitled Happier at Home by Gretchen Rubin. And I look forward to coming to you again and again and again over the next month, because I've got about 110 vlogs to do, which means that I need to up the ante now and do about 4 or 5 a day in order to reach my goal of 1,000 in English by my 61st birthday, God willing. So let's be the wind beneath our wings, and live, learn and pass it on, and make the most of this awesome day, this once in a lifetime day, whereas Gretchen tells us now is now. What we have is what we have. This is our life, this is our reality, so embrace it, grab it with both hands, with 10 fingers, with both arms, hug it close to you, and make the most of your reality. We all live different realities, we all live different futures, and we've all experienced different pasts. So the call to action, of course, is to make it yours and make now your now. Take care. Γεια σας. Σας αγαπάω. Φιλάκια from Jim's 5am Club. And what a wonderful, wonderful angle we've got from here. And take some time. Come down and visit and experience Sydney town, because it is beautiful. It is world class. And it's here waiting for you. Take care. Γεια σας. And we'll chat again shortly. Bye bye.